What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Arizona Cardinals Madden 19 Rebuild franchise. I get to upgrade someone already, and it's Budda Baker. 86 overall, strong safety, one of the highest risers we've seen in this series. His coverage ratings have gotten a lot better, but we can still go even further in that regard. We go zone today, making him an 87, and there is the 2-point boost, the zone coverage. So what's on the agenda today? Well, I wanted to give you all the most interesting of the 3 matchups before the bye, but those teams all have a combined 2 victories, so we're just going to watch the Lions win. Then we're going to get us to the trade deadline, talk more about that. Hopefully we see Josh Rosen continue to play at a pretty high level this season, and we're also going to talk a bit about XP sliders at the end. I have a couple charts I want to show you, and we're going to talk about what I want from the XP sliders. I'm working on some stuff. I just need to actually get some long-term testing in so I can see if it's doing what I need it to do. But we'll get to that after today's game. First, we're going to jump into a matchup against Detroit. We're going to start Alexander Barton and give him the extra experience as a result. I think it's also a good time to take a look at the players who have expiring contracts after this season, and there are some big ones indeed. I've saved these funds for a reason. David Johnson is going to be 29, 30 next year. Chandler Jones is 31. Josh Rosen is 24. And we have another quarterback on the roster. Ricky Seals-Jones, Ben Gideon, Christian Kirk. This is definitely the toughest group of free agents we've seen in this series yet. We're on to Detroit in our 5th game of the season. Cardinals out to a 3-1 start with the NFL's number 3 ranked offense. We saw us take a big leap last season. Maybe this year has another sizable leap. Hopefully no surprises here in week 5, but the game of football is an interesting one, and sometimes these kind of games get away from you. But here we go. Stafford pumps on 1st and 10, buys some time, airs it out, and overthrows Golden Tate. All right, that could have easily gotten us out to a bad start. I also feel like I've never seen a quarterback react to pressure quite like that in Madden 19. It was a lot better than they normally do. Here's 2nd down for Stafford into the flats. That is cut for a gain of 7. 2 receivers at the top. Here's Stafford over the middle, floating it for his tight end. 1st down Lions. That's Adam Shaheen. Lions go 3 wide here on 2nd down. Here goes Matt Stafford stepping up. There's a laser downfield, and it's broken up. Jalen Smith. He is all over the place. Jalen Smith is my favorite signing of this whole series. If you couldn't tell. 3rd and 12. Parker one-sacks Stafford, and down he goes. The rookie making plays. It's 4th down. And now for the NFL's number 3 ranked offense, led by Josh Rosen. It's been a complete 180 in terms of the optics around him. Went from not having many fans in the comment section to now a lot of support. Man, David Johnson shaken up again. Please don't be serious. We have a really good thing going. Johnson obviously a big part of it. He has 309 yards rushing this year, 118 receiving. And no running back on this roster can bring to the table what he does. That's why he's likely getting re-signed by us, even at 30 years old. Handoff going out here. This is Deontay Foreman with a 1st down pickup. So you're telling me the Lions went and got Mike Zimmer to be their head coach. They got Adam Shaheen from the Bears to be their tight end. I saw they also have Aaron Jones. They're just taking a piece from every team in the North. And they're still winless. 1st and 10 now. Rosen hands it up the middle, and not much. I just saw Nick Kwiatkowski. He's another ex-Bear. They seriously are just like an expansion team that took away players from their division rivals. 2nd down and 7 now for Rosen. Time to open things up, I believe. Just kidding. Handoff up the middle with room. Wendell Branch. Who else you got, Detroit? Find me another player that's an ex-Viking or an ex-Packer. I'm sure I'll find at least one. First down and 10, offsides. You can't tell if it's encroachment or offsides in this game because they're like matching animations. They're moving together. You're not seeing one move first and one react. It's all chained together. So it was on us, and now we lose a little bit more. Or get a couple, I don't know. Third down and 10 for Arizona. This is where I want to see Josh Rosen make his money. Let's get these big plays when it matters most. Rosen needs 10, needs to make a decision, and doesn't make one. Noah Spence makes it for him. Failed drive, start the day. There's Aaron Jones and TJ Yeldon, 29 yards. So they brought in TJ Yeldon, they brought in Noah Spence. It's a team of free agents. Austin Eckler, the ex-Charger. How many of these players do they even draft? I'm sure they drafted Chantrell Patrick, I'm guessing. But they have signed so many players. This is ridiculous. But it's working. The formula is working here for the Lions, and they got a touchdown. All right, Cardinals, do better. And I see Wendell Branch in the backfield. This is not a good sign for David Johnson, who has gotten hurt a couple times prior, but they've been minor injuries. Hoping for another one here. To the medical center. David Johnson, 1/4 abdominal strain. All right, so he's going to return after this quarter, I guess. Good news for us there. Now second down for Josh Rosen, as we've actually gotten a few good runs to start the day. Now Rosen gets it out over the middle for Isaac White, taking us toward midfield. Another run. I guess I found how to get the team to start running more, and maybe now it needs to be dialed back a little bit. I was worried about overcorrecting, and somehow may have still did it. Kamale Correa from the Ravens, another player signed here by Detroit. Third down and 7 now. We have 8 runs to 2 passes. Here's number 3 for number 3, and Branch can't make magic happen. Loss of 3 for Aaron Jones, and the third down is intercepted by Jalen Smith. Playmaker. That's what his position is. Now let's go tie this game, Josh. 2 receivers left, and we're probably getting David Johnson back after this next snap. Handoff here on the misdirection, and Foreman. Not much there. 3rd and 8 now for Arizona. No David Johnson in there for some reason. Must be halftime he'll come back. This is going outside again. Rosen playing it safe today, averaging about 5 yards an attempt. Got to air it out sometime. The field goal is at least good. Rodney McLeod. Oh, you wanted to get the ex-Eagle now. Another free agent signed by the Lions. As they go on 3rd and 13 and find Patrick for 20. All right, Detroit. Already up by 4. I see you're getting some confidence, especially after a penalty helps you out. And they end up settling for 3. I'll sim some offense now, hoping that we can start to actually do something. David Johnson is back in, by the way. Excellent news. But we go 3 and out. Just a tough start here offensively. Sometimes this stuff happens. Just hope it doesn't linger too long. Good stop, D. That's very, very good. 6 yards, David Johnson. 8 yards, David Johnson. I see running the football is part of the plan today. 8 more to Johnson. 8 to Isaac White. Give me a touchdown now. Go tie this thing. DJ does the job. And with that, we are tied at 10 here late in the second quarter. Detroit wants to spread out the field now. Stafford here out of the shotgun on 1st down. We bring a blitz, and he throws into it for a gain of 7. Shout out to the Citadel. Right now I'm recording this. They are down by 3 to Alabama, 10-7. Late first half. Good for them. 3rd down here for Stafford. He fakes it inside, and the pressure, it's collapsing around him, and he goes down. Chandler Jones combines with Robert Kimdichie. All right, Rosen, I like watching our offense when there is a sense of urgency, and this is one of those situations. So let's join the offense now and see if we can get ourselves a little lead before half. 57 seconds on the clock, and there's a quick one for O.J. Howard. Yeah, we sign free agents too, but we don't sign all of them. Rosen on first down. Uh-oh, he gets it off just in time. I don't know if the coverage is actually that good or what. Rosen's completion percentage right now, it doesn't matter. A low yard per attempt like this doesn't matter if you're efficient. 2nd down and 8. Rosen. He's chased, and that's incomplete. Ansah applies the rush. 3rd down and 8. Rosen steps up, and there's a strike into the hands of Will Wade. We're not finished. I don't care if it's 3. I'll accept it. One more play here maybe to get a little closer, which we definitely need to. And it's overthrown by Rosen. He did have an open receiver. This is not the sharpest game of Rosen's this season. Not even close. On 2nd down, they bring a blitz. Rosen, quick catch. There's White. And we'll have to call the timeout and attempt a 52-yarder. So we're still kind of having some trouble here. Maybe Detroit's playing some good coverage. In the second half, I'll go through a few more plays if this stuff continues, and I'll analyze things. So here we have a chance to take the lead. Can Gostkowski do it? Left hash, 52 out. It's good. Cardinals lead. Yes, Citadel tied it up. Let's go, the Bulldogs. They're here to pull off the upset. And we're going to halftime now. Man, how jealous is Ohio State that the Citadel actually has the as a part of their name. Anyway, 13-10 here in the second half. David Johnson, 15 yards, 7 more to DJ. And hopefully another touchdown drive here at the hands of maybe the best running back here in the conference. We have Johnson just grinding this all out on his own. And then O.J. Howard chips in, and that's another touchdown drive. Good stuff here, offense. Meanwhile, we have the Lions getting a first down or two, and then punting it back to us. So let's go back to the offense. Oh, you want your random fact of the day? I don't know how I stumble upon all this stuff for football. I guess a lot of time on Wikipedia will do that. Did you know, as we get a false start penalty here, that Bill Goldberg, yes, that Goldberg, many know that he had a professional football career before his wrestling career. He spent some time with the Falcons and was drafted by the Rams in the 11th round, 302 overall. But he was also selected by the Panthers in their expansion draft, and he became the first player the Panthers ever cut in their franchise history. There's your fact. I just learned that one today. 3rd and 11 here for Rosen. He has not done well on these spots so far. Now on this one, he airs it out of bounds. Had Curtis Samuel over there. Do you think Samuel's been good this year because of Chad Williams' number? Like, I thought about that. Chad Williams was the spark in season 1. And now we have a new receiver with his number, and he gets us one of the most ridiculous come-from-behind victories in the series, in the channel, in the universe. I don't think it's a coincidence. As Kimdiche sends us to the 4th quarter after a sack. And now I want to watch Stafford in this situation. 3rd down, 13 yards. Matt Stafford here with 3 receivers in the ball game. They need to get to the 34-yard line, which would be field goal range. And here's the attempt. Stafford has some time. Steps up. Running out. He's sacked. Chandler Jones. All right. I want to see us run some clock now. I just feel like we haven't watched much of this second half, so I want to get in a few more plays before we end this one. Plus, it's not over yet. We're a pick 6 from things looking a little less interesting, or a little more interesting, depending on what you're wanting from this episode. But overall, Rosen hasn't been stellar today. He's just kind of gone out and thrown some dink and dunk throws. No real sense of urgency. And we're getting away with it. Here's the 2nd down play. Rosen floats another, and that's knocked away. The long balls just haven't connected today. Whether it's been a miss, good coverage, they're just not working. 3rd down and 5 now for Rosen. Can he connect on this one? To the outside, David Johnson turns it up and gets the big gain out across the 35. Rosen back to the air on second down. Again, settles underneath, and we'll get 9 yards here with Isaac White. The 3rd and 1 is a handoff, and Johnson bursts up the middle for another first down, and the clock continues to run. On first down, Rosen, there's a strike. It's caught somehow. How about that? Ricky Seals-Jones. They're blitzing the safeties here. Extra pressure on Rosen, no problem. That's caught by Samuel. 3rd and 2 on this long-winded possession. Handoff goes to Foreman, and I think that is enough. Delayed handoff now, and Branch finds some daylight inside the 25. This is a pretty encouraging rushing performance all around. Oh no. Johnson shaken up again. We gave him a rest. He comes back, and again he's hurt. I don't know what his injury rating is. I can't imagine it's like high or abnormal. He gets a lot of volume. He's going to have a lot of fatigue, obviously. I don't know. Again, hopefully it's minor, especially with this game pretty much in hand. Not 100%, but close as we take it inside the 10. What a drive. All right, offense, put this one away. We go single receiver, offset eye. What do you got, Rosen? I put some interesting plays down here, so I'm not sure if it's a fake or what, but we run it. And that is a touchdown, Deontay Foreman. That should seal it here in our 5th game of the season. Good job, Cardinals. Not our cleanest day on offense, but if this is what a bad performance looks like, I'm okay with it. Intercepted, Jackie McAllister. That is game. The Cardinals win, and the Lions stay winless. They had some good moments early in the ball game, but those quickly went away. The pass rush did a good job affecting Matt Stafford. What's with the snapshots now? I'm getting so many of these just focused on the center. Rosen was kind of slow and steady in this game. No highlight plays, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he managed the game. David Johnson, 110, 2 touchdowns, had a really good day, but he did get hurt twice. Deontay Foreman, 23 yards and a touchdown. Branch had 26. Always nice to have a 150-yard rushing performance. Receiving-wise, no one's going to shine. It was a little bit to everybody. And defensively, got some pressure out there, and the interceptions to players I have high hopes for. Right on time, Robert Kimdichie gets himself a skill point this episode, and we can make him a scheme fit here actually if we go speed rusher. And finesse moves, that's his game. Also, power moves are 81, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but scheme fit does matter. And we're going to get a boost, plus 2 power moves actually. Hey, works for me. That's just fine. No injury, though, for David Johnson. He is good to go. The team is healthy once again going into Week 6 against Tampa Bay. Can the Cardinals get win number 5? Oh, and an early candidate for best name in the draft class, we have Florida State corner Keyston Easton, 6'2", 191 pounds. He is a developmental press man corner. He has the size. He has the press ability. I'm intrigued by more than just the name. And he tackles. How often do you see a cornerback in here whose highest skill is tackling and his other skills aren't terrible? Really interesting player there. But Tyree Miller is also a good one. Bronson Lucas, Anton Gordy. 5-1. Cardinals win again. Our only loss, remember, came in overtime. Josh Rosen, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, while we intercept Jameis Winston 3 times. David Johnson back in action, 73 yards. Receiving wise, O.J. Howard had all 3. All right, that's awesome. And defensively, surprised to not see Jalen Smith's name here, but we go Denard Huval. I like the development players getting those production points. And then Chandler Jones gets another sack. Golden, Kimdichie. Nicely done. Yes, I get to upgrade left tackle Deshante Nolan. 1 skill point here, and we're going obviously in the pass blocking department. I still think that needs to become a better strength. Want to get those ratings up into the high 80s if possible. And we get a little bit of progress, not much. We enter the bye week losing to the Bears in another abysmal offensive performance. We haven't put up big numbers this episode. This one by far our worst. Rosen 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and only like 200 and some yards of total offense. Just not very much to talk about in this one. Will Wade does score, that's cool. Curtis Samuel chips in, I love seeing that. But we enter the bye now with a very solid record. I believe we're 5-2 now, or 6-2. Need to check on that exactly. But I'm really satisfied with the start to this season. We're better than I thought we'd be at this stage, being 5-2, above the Rams in the standings. We have a head-to-head win over them. So hopefully we can keep this going. Obviously, with this good of a start and the way Josh Rosen has played this year, I do not intend to trade him. I wanted to see how he'd play this year, and he's played really well. So maybe he is the quarterback of the future, maybe he is not, but he's not getting traded. We have a chance to, I think, go to the playoffs again, win the division, and do some playoff damage. So we're going to stick with Josh Rosen. I think he's earned that much. But definitely the XP sliders have been a big topic of conversation lately, especially because certain players like Josh Rosen haven't received many upgrades despite having decent numbers and winning Rookie of the Year. And I've tried to work on some of that, just boosting various positions. It seems like you might need some fairly aggressive XP sliders in this game to get the XP differences to really show, but just know that the overall scales have changed so much. So I want to show you this chart here. I took the roster from this series and the roster from the base Madden 19 official roster. I went through every position and I went through and counted how many players are in each of these overall tiers. And what you'll notice is that the 90s are a more exclusive club in Madden than they've ever been. These are really for your Hall of Fame caliber players, your star players. And then you get into the 85, 89 range, and there are a few more here at various positions. Different ones like the offensive line have very few high caliber players, and I think that reflects the offensive line talent right now in the NFL. Certainly defensive lines are much better, and there are very few offensive lines that you could actually call good. So I just want everybody to keep in mind here, I need to change some stuff, I need to boost some stuff, because the number one thing for XP sliders is taking young players that are lower rated and turning them into the next Aaron Donalds, the next Tom Brady's. The XP sliders need to be able to take players to a high level while controlling it. So I'm working on that. But I just wanted this to kind of compare what's happening in our league after a handful of years versus the base roster. It's not significantly different, but I don't think there are enough young players replacing those higher players. So you have guys who are in the 30s now and they're regressing and no longer a 90 overall, no longer an 85. If they're not replaced by young players, then it's a broken system. And I have seen that. I think the best like 25-year-old quarterback in our series is like an 85 overall. And I think that we need to have players be able to make the jump earlier. But if you are to join those exclusive high tiers, 90 and above, I think is really exclusive. That's going to take a lot of yearly awards, a lot of Pro Bowls, a lot of stats and milestones, and I'm okay with that. So I'm not going to try editing these sliders so that we have a lot of players reach the 90s. I think, having like Perry Cummings become a 99, that was a 1 in a very high number chance of happening, and I'm not trying to replicate that kind of a leap, but we do need to make sure that players who produce get the recognition. So different areas I want to see a boost. I don't like how few high quality tight ends we have. We already see that. I look at the 80 overall and above being like starting caliber. Some players in the 70s are starting caliber, especially a third corner or a third linebacker or a third receiver. But I really want to see tight ends get a boost so we have more that are actually what I would consider starting caliber. And I also want to see us bump up wide receiver a bit because I feel that's progressing super slowly. I want to upgrade quarterback slightly simply because I think there should be more elite overall quarterbacks. Offensive line will get a boost because there are just so few that are even highly rated. And I feel that even with me at like 220%, it's still slow. I'm actually at 240% for guard and tackle right now. Also keep in mind, I have not been on the same XP sliders the entire series. I have been changing them around, so I do need to do some long-term simming to actually see what happens after, 10 years on the same XP sliders. I'll work on it, but I do think that we're not maybe as far away as some originally thought. The XP or the overall scales have definitely changed this year. For instance, there are like no high quality kickers and punters in terms of overall, or fullbacks for that matter. Offensive line is just down overall. And there are very few high quality linebackers and safeties. So that is how things look. I am working on it. We'll have a much better system soon. And now back to the franchise. I wanted to take a look at some numbers and see where we're at 7 games in. Not quite halfway. Still the number 6 ranked offense. Pretty happy with that. It'll definitely go down after our bye week as we can't put up any numbers. But Josh Rosen, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. On pace for like a 30 touchdown, 8 pick season, which is high quality. In terms of rushing, David Johnson, a much better average this year. I love his production. And then receiving, O.J. Howard, that is paying off. Isaac White, he's playing well. And everyone else is getting their chances every so often, but no one has the high volume numbers. For sacks, Chandler Jones has 7. Really shocked that Jalen Graham has taken such a big step back, and the same for... Wow, how far do I have to go to find Ricardo Collins? That is strange. For interceptions, Budda Baker has 2 and a few more sprinkled in. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, everybody. Hope you are enjoying the series. I just want to get those XP sliders right so we can enjoy it even more. I know that default is not very good. My Marquise Walker series is on default and a lot of positions are messed up. Please smash that like button if you are enjoying the series and subscribe to the channel. Check out more of the content here on MrHurriicaneLP. The Marquise Walker series is a ton of fun. And then Super Mega Baseball 2, very different, but give it a look and see if it's something that you'd enjoy as well. I really enjoy that game. And I'll see you all with more content soon. Have a great rest of your day.